Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And you've joined me today in my car, which I know is pretty obvious. I'm in my 2022 Model 3 long range, and I'm about to embark on a road trip. And I just completed a week up in Arcata, which is like north of Eureka towards Oregon, Northern California. And so I finished working up here. I did a road trip vlog of getting like from LA to here. And so I thought I would do the trip home. So I have work down in Sea Ranch. Then I'm going to do my very best to make it to the Tesla takeover, or I guess the X Takeover. I'm not sure I'm going to make it, but I'm still planning on it. I just don't know if I'll make it before the event's over. That's going to be Sunday. Today's Saturday. So we'll see. I'll take you along for the journey, of course. And so beginning the trip here, I've got about, it looks like 142 miles to my next supercharger stop. We're going to remember 77,210. That's the mileage starting the trip. And currently at 85% state of charge. And yeah, so 210, that's what we're going to remember. What else was I going to tell you? Yeah, so anyway, heading, sorry, a lot on my mind. So we're heading to Sea Ranch, and that is, I guess it's like 160 something miles, I can't remember. It's not that far from where I am, but I guess there's no like direct road, or there's no road with a decent speed limit to get me there. So I'm going to have to, you know, it's going to be a slow trip. It's going to take 5 hours probably to get there. But it's okay. Like I think I've got plenty of time still. Not as much as I'd like, but I have a decent amount of time. I'm going to stop at Costco in Eureka. Top tip, if you find yourself up this way, the coffee is really, really good. There are a couple of, I don't know if they're local, but they're close by. Humboldt Bay is really good, and Muddy Waters is really good. So Costco usually has deals on those coffees. So every time I'm here, I usually buy like 2 containers of coffee. I might buy 3 this time. And I know you coffee purists out there are going to say, well, it's going to be stale by the time you drink it. Like, yeah, it won't be as fresh, but it's still going to be awesome. So I would rather have a little bit extra than not enough, you know. Because I always like cry when I get down to the last of my good beans. You know, I usually just buy the house blend at Costco, which is, I think, honest to goodness, Pike's Place roast, which I rather like. But this week I've been drinking good coffee, and I don't know if I can go back. You know, the house blend is good, like it, especially for the price. But man, this Humboldt Bay stuff is just like knock your socks off. So I don't know, man. In any case, I'll probably check in. I'm going to charge at Fort Bragg, and then continue on to Sea Ranch. So we'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think the car says just to charge for like 6 minutes or something, but I'm going to be spending the night, and then I need to like get cooking on Sunday morning. So I may charge up a little bit more. I might get to 50, 60, 70% if I have time, just to kind of front load the next day, see if I can make it a little further, so that I can make it to part of that Tesla event. You know, and that's hosted by Tesla owners Silicon Valley, and they do a really, really good job with that event. I had a blast last year, so I was really looking forward to this year. It's just like the distance and the amount of sleep I'm going to get is tough. So I'm going to have to see how I feel after my job tonight. And I've been working every single day this month. I'm tired, so I'm not complaining. I've enjoyed every day, but I am tired. That's all. I wish I could switch camera views, but you can see, I guess that would be like the Humboldt Bay or something. It's really pretty. Really pretty. It's just gorgeous up here. I always always love coming here, and I always miss it when I leave. All right, well, I'm going to put down some miles and check in later. All right, checking in. It's been a minute, and as you can see, well, it's hard to tell right now, but the terrain has changed significantly. I've covered about 140 miles. Well, according to this, 140 miles since I charged. So, cooking right along here. But this has been a long drive. I'm really just kind of shocked at how long it's taking to cover really any kind of distance. I left. Maybe, I don't know. Just a bunch of small roads. I like that rig, by the way. That's a nice truck. Well, sorry about that. Got an important phone call from home, so I didn't want to miss it. Well, I actually had some cell coverage, but I've been charging here for about 15 minutes in Fort Bragg, and as you can see, it's a really nice little charging stop. Got the subway over there, which of course, yuck, but if you really need it, you got some subway. And then over here you got the Harvest Market, and looks like they're doing some grilling out front, which is awesome. And I brought some of my own food, so I'm not going to be taking advantage of any of that. But still, really nice. This has been a great charging stop. I've just been laying low trying to get some rest. I couldn't actually fall asleep, but it felt good just to chill out. So yeah, we're at 75%. I think that's pretty good. Going to arrive at Sea Ranch with 52%. So I think that front loads my day pretty nice for tomorrow. And I still don't know what I'm going to do. If I'm going to go to the X Takeover or not. Again, I want to, and I'm going to try, but I might not make it. So yeah, I think I'll unplug. God, another hour and a half. You know what? I'm going to go to the Harvest Market and use the bathroom. Okay, so I'll check in when I get closer to Sea Ranch. Okay, checking in. I'm almost at my hotel, so that's pretty cool. Got about 4 minutes until the hotel, and it looks like about 15 minutes to get to my job. So that's pretty great. We're staying really close to work, and I'm delighted about that. Found out who my roommate is, and he was my roommate last Saturday. So also bonus, because he's a great guy. Look at that view. It's hard to see through the trees, but we're right by the sea here. It's absolutely gorgeous. This has been a long drive. I left Humboldt at, probably 10:15, something like that. And it's almost 4 o'clock. I did stop to charge, and but it's taken a long time to go 200 miles. How? Yeah. 200 miles, almost exactly. And it's gorgeous, but it's just been a tiring drive. I'm absolutely beat. So working till midnight is going to be super fun. It will be super fun. It looks like it's going to be a good band, and it's a beautiful location, but I am fried just from getting here. But whatever, it is what it is. And let's talk specifics. And by the way, I'm sorry I didn't plug in my mic. I just wanted to start rolling. So if we're talking the nerd stuff, 229 watt hours per mile since charging. So really super efficient. I've been rolling with no climate just because, it's 60 degrees in late July. This is awesome. And I want to breathe some of that nice air. Um, so yeah, just beautiful air, beautiful roads. A little, I mean, the roads are a little dangerous, truthfully. Um, it's a fun road to drive. I'm on the one, just right on the coast here. And this is a part, God, look at that. This is a part I've never been to. And I mean, it is, especially like right here, it's like the sun just came out and it's just so, the air is so great. I thought it was beautiful where I came from, 50 miles north of here, up in Fort Bragg, or however many miles that was. And here you can smell the lumber and the trees, and it is just gorgeous. I can't imagine what it costs to have a wedding here. But, glad I get to celebrate in the band. I mean, I have no idea who got married, but whatever. I'm going to play for their wedding. It's the life of a musician, man. That's just how it goes. Walala River Shed. This is a cool town, actually. Super cool. And it seems like all these little towns have like really great little markets with like the best meat and seafood and coffee you've ever seen. These people that live in this part of California, they spare no expense on, eating properly. And I wish it was more like that down in LA. I'll go ahead. I'll be nice here. If they want to cross. Let the folks cross. Wow. Look at that Tesla. That is goofy looking. I mean, that looks great. That's a nice choice. Did I just pass my hotel? I think I did. Yeah. I most certainly did. Well, it's hanging your turn. Way to go. So busy, like, trying to do the right thing that I missed my turn. Is this it? Oh, that's it. All right, cool. All right. Oh, this is cool. All right, I'm gonna get my key and I'll check in later. Okay, here we are. It's 12:13. I think I did a pretty good job of getting out of there quickly. We finished at like 12:01, and here we are, 12:13. And I even stopped to use the bathroom, so not bad. Those of you friends from certain places, I had a good preset going. I know Colby, if you're watching, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anywho, so there was a charge point, level 2 charger at that place, which I was like really happy to see. I wasn't very low on charge. I think I had probably like 65%, so I was cool. But I thought like, hey, there's a charge point, I might as well use it. And so that's exactly what I did. And I got up to like 97%. I thought it said that the cost of electricity was free until you reached 100% or stopped charging, whatever. And then it was going to be $10 an hour. But then what I didn't notice is that it said it's $0 per kilowatt, but it's $4 an hour. So I was there for like 5 hours before I unplugged. And so, yeah, it was about $20, which, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, not that bad. But I think that only got me like 24, 25 kilowatt hours. So it wasn't a great deal. But on the other hand, I'm at 95% now. I'm going to get back to my hotel with 92%. And I'm sure it'll drain a little bit by the, it's already the morning, but by the early morning, it'll drain a little bit. So, I'm way out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, this is Highway 1, and, I'm just right on the coast of California. And there are no real superchargers in sight except for like Fort Bragg, and then once you go a little bit more inland. But I don't think there are any like right here. So I'm glad that I have, that's where like a level 2 charger really comes in handy. There's also one at my hotel, but I'm not sure if it's functional. I figure if I'm at 92%, that's good enough. I don't really need to plug in past that and hog the charger and sit with my battery at 100% for that long. So I can't remember where I'm going with that, but there you have it. I'm feeling crazy. I'm really tired, but I think I am going to try and get up at 5. I think the game plan is, again, solid preset tonight, right? So preset my stuff and get up at 5 and just, boom, get out. That's my plan. Hit the shower, get dressed, and just bail. I'll stop for coffee. I don't know where, but that's the plan. So if I leave at 5:30 or a little bit before that, I should be able to make it by 11 or 12 to the X Takeover. And, that'll at least give me, a couple hours to cover some stuff. At least I hope. I'd sure be bummed out if I didn't make it at all. And so that's what I do for you, the viewers. Trying very hard to do that for you. And hopefully I end up with some good stuff. I really don't know what to expect this time. Last year I saw there were a bunch of different vendor booths, different companies. I would like to say hello to some of those folks, as it's nice to, develop those partnerships and stuff. I am pretty excited. I have a new thing with Hand Show, and they're sending me a front screen that's going to like plug into my air vents so I don't lose the vents. That's going to be cool. And they're also sending me a rear screen, for the rear seats. So I'm really excited about that. Those are a couple of things that I've been wanting ever since I got my car. And, the great thing about having a channel is developing these relationships with companies that make the stuff, and they're nice enough to send samples, and, and then you, my friends that are watching, are nice enough to order using my link, and, everybody wins. So it's really terrific. While I'm at it, special shout out to my buddy Luke at VION, who's just hooked me up with really everything in their catalog, and just wonderful stuff. I really can't recommend their stuff any more than it's really great stuff. The roof shades are awesome. He's actually sending me new roof shades. I think they just arrived at my house. Of course, I'm not home to receive those, but they tweaked the design a little bit more. And I've been happy with every roof shade he sent me. I think this is the 4th iteration, and they've all been just killer. So, thank you, Luke. That's great. And then, also shout out to my friends at EV Base. They have hooked me up with now 2 sets of really, really slick wheel covers. I'm rocking the latest ones right now. They look super cool. I had the arachnids on there, or I guess the Model S plaid wheels, basically, and those are sick. I love both of these designs. I think they're super cool. Back in the day, almost a year ago, Tilliard sent me the Model 3 performance looking wheel covers, and those were great too. So I should probably hit them up and see if they have some stuff I can feature. Also, EVOOR has sent me some great stuff as well, including like my under screen storage, which you can't see because it's dark, my front license plate mount, my armrest cover, my umbrella sunshade, just so much good stuff. So, if you're curious about any of that stuff, take a look at my product reviews playlist, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff there. charging adapters. There was one that made me kind of bummed out, and I apologize to like ramble on, but you know, hey, I feel like we're having a conversation, even though it's just me here. I know it's a little weird, but there was one company that partnered with me, and it was called Liaisely, and my contact was named Ace, so I guess he was the Ace part of the Liaisely, and you know, he was super nice. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was from China, and you know, because the way the emails were written were very, you know, the sentences were not structured quite the same way that, you know, it seems like it went through a translator software, but whatever. He was super duper nice, and I really enjoyed working with him. And he sent me a really nice CCS adapter for my Tesla, which works like a charm, you know, and I always forget that I have it. I need to like remember that, you know, in case I can't find a supercharger. I need to remember that like I'm not hosed. I can use any CCS adapter. And sadly, Liaisely went out of business. They didn't tell me or anything. It just like one of my viewers actually commented that like the link didn't work, and so I had to update the description on that video. I'm bummed out because again, like it was a really good charging adapter. It worked perfectly, and my man Ace, he was Ace, you know, totally Ace. And so wherever he is, I hope he's doing okay. You know, and I know there are a bunch of those companies, but still, you know, you develop friendships and stuff doing these videos. And it's really cool. I just consider myself so lucky, you know, to be a professional musician, which I love doing. And I, you know, playing my instrument, but also doing this YouTube thing. And it's thanks to all of you for watching and subscribing. And, you know, I can't believe, like, you know, just last summer, little over a year ago, I just tipped the 1,000 mark. And a lot, you know, and some of that was getting on Facebook and asking my actual friends, like, hey, please help me out. Help me get monetized. And my friends stepped up and they hit that subscribe button, and we got to 1,000 and we got monetized, which is just, you know, amazing. And here we are a year later, and you know, we're getting close to 2,000 subscribers. So it's like we've almost doubled the size of the channel in a year. And I've had a few months where I really wasn't able to upload much, and you all stuck in with me. And I really appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Wow. Did y'all see that just now? Oh, okay, I'm awake. It's perfect. It woke me up just in time to get to my hotel and go to sleep. All right, well, I think that's a good sign to just go ahead and we're going to call it a night, and I will check in the morning. Thanks, everybody. Well, very good morning. My apologies. I did not keep y'all up to date on what is happening. I woke up early. I went to bed late, and I was just tired. And my drive to get to the point where we're at right now was pretty nuts. You know, I had to drive all along the coast of California on the one. I hit the road at 5:30, and you know, it was still dark. It was foggy. I saw no less than 10 deer. I mean, at least. And you know, almost hit one last night, and then almost hit several this morning. They seemed like they were just hiding in all the bushes. And so I was just kind of on my toes, and it took almost an entire 2 hours to get to the 101 from wherever we left, Gualala, I think. In any case, I made a rookie mistake, and I put in the Madonna Inn, which is where the X Takeover is, and I did it on the Tesla app and just sent it to my car, and that seemed like a good idea. And then it kind of routed me to Morgan Hill, which is, of course, where I stayed on my way up about a week ago. And so it routed me to this supercharger, and I thought, okay, cool. And I pulled up, and I'm like, oh, this doesn't look like a V3. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's a V2. I'm low enough in the pack, like, it'll be all right. It turns out it was like a V1. And the guidance didn't even have the rest of my trip planned out. So so I popped that in, and it didn't automatically route me to another supercharger. It just said, like, stay at this one for 55 minutes. And I'm like, I don't have that kind of time. Like, the X Takeover is going to be over before I finish charging. So I looked on the map, and I found another supercharger, Gilroy, that is, in fact, a 250. So that'll be cool. And as you can see, we're at 16%. So I charged for probably all of, 4 minutes at that V1, 72 kilowatt. That was just very disappointing. So yeah, it looks like I'll have to charge for 20 minutes at Gilroy, and that'll get me to the Madonna Inn by about 12:30, which will give me an hour and a half at the X Takeover. So I have mixed feelings about what I'm doing today. I just kind of feel like I goofed. Like, I should have just slept in so that I didn't feel so exhausted today. So I'm really hurting. I stopped in Petaluma to eat some breakfast, and I stopped at McDonald's. I got a keto breakfast, 4 eggs, and a little bit of bacon, and a cup of coffee. $18. And that was very expensive. And of course not amazing. It was McDonald's. But top tip, shout out to Isaac. I don't think he's watching, but he used to be one of my students, and he worked at McDonald's. He said, always get the round egg, not the square egg. So the square egg comes in the freezer, and he said, and I quote, looks like a frozen SpongeBob. But the round egg, they have a machine that actually cracks eggs and cooks them fresh. So you get the round egg, you get a real egg. It's probably like the best thing to get at McDonald's. But they're like $2.50 a piece, so it's not cheap. Nothing's cheap anymore. Who am I kidding? In any case, I ate my breakfast, and then I put my seat back, and I slept for 15 minutes. So my breakfast and nap kind of set me behind about a half hour. I was supposed to get to the Madonna Inn originally at like noon, and now that's saying, closer to 12:30. But whatever, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm hoping maybe I won't have to pay to get in, since it'll be like the last hour. That would be cool. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to see much or run into anybody I know. I'm hoping I'll see Andreas. You may have seen him on Out of Spec. He's a really nice guy, and I met him last year at the Tesla Takeover, so sure like to say hi to him. And I don't know if Colton's coming down. I don't think he did, but it was fun to meet him and his dad last year. That was awesome. So, and then, and I met some other folks. I met Jessica Kirsch. She does a lot of like Starbase coverage down in Texas. And a whole bunch of other folks. There was even like a couple that like goes camping with a friend of mine from LA, and it was funny, like small world. So yeah, I'm just hoping to run into some friends, maybe make some new ones, and get a little bit of content in if I can. And then my plan for this video is to continue my journey home after the X Takeover. So I'm going to stay at the Madonna Inn as long as I can, film some stuff, maybe grab a bite to eat afterwards. I don't know if some of the other content creators are going to grab food. Kyle was nice enough to take all of us out last time, but I don't think he's here this time. But but maybe there's another gathering happening, so that would be fun. And then I'm really going to try and I want to go home. I miss my family. And I haven't been home in 9 days. So I'm feeling a little homesick at this point. But I'm planning on kind of vlogging the rest of the trip and just kind of checking in as I go with all of you nice people. So moral of the story, and the reason why I didn't, check all of this is because for pretty much the whole way on the one, like on the coast, I had no cell coverage. So this was just, it was showing the road, the shape of the road, but it wasn't really showing any details. So I really wasn't looking, I wasn't paying attention. I was just paying attention to the road. And then once I got on the 101, I just figured, everything's fine. I'm sure it's plotted in the course. That's the best way to go. You gotta check. The Teslas are great. I think the integrated nav stuff is awesome. Route planning really does work well, but you really should check. You really should check what charger you're going to, what it's rated at, and all of that. And so the dead giveaway is going to be how many minutes you have to stay at the charger. If it says anything more than 20 minutes or 30 minutes, like, you might not be at the right spot. And so I think what I'm going to do, I'll do the 20 minutes, and I might even do 15, I don't know, and charger hop a little bit. That might make up a little bit of time, but I'm glad, luckily we're at 12%, so that's pretty good. Gone 9 miles since the last charge. What a waste, man. That was so stupid. But, we live, we learn. Lost track of how many miles I've done today. But the frustrating part about being on the one is that, like, I drove for an hour and it was just all twisty roads, and which, like, normally is fun, but, like, I'm on a time crunch, and Bambi was just waiting in the bushes trying to run out in front of me, and so I was just afraid of, like, smashing my car the whole time. And after an hour, I was thinking, like, okay, because I left my hotel at 5:30. I was thinking, all right, well, I must be doing pretty well. And no, I'd gone like 41 miles. So in 2 hours, I went the distance of normally what I would cover in about 1 hour. And it was just exhausting. And the fact that I didn't get enough sleep, compounded with the difficult drive, makes today just really difficult. I just had a few moments where I was like, man, I don't know how to keep my eyes open. I got this large black coffee, and it is gone. Drank a cup from the hotel. It's gone. I need some more coffee. I was excited about that supercharger in Morgan Hill because it was like super close to Starbucks, and I went to that Starbucks a week ago, and they have the vertical clover. So I was like, great, get a decent cup of coffee. I mean, I know it's just Starbucks, but still, that's my brand. I drink a lot of that, so I was looking forward. But as soon as I saw the rate of charge speed, I was like, no. let's move on out. So I'm not really sure what we're going to find in Gilroy. I also stayed here a week ago. Hey, look at that. There's a Starbucks right there. So I don't know if that's walking distance. I may try and just take a 10-minute nap, then get coffee. That's probably the best play. Because, when you drink caffeine, you're just borrowing energy from later. and I need later. So yeah, we're gonna try this. I also need a bathroom, and this looks like a nice stop. I definitely made the right choice. So I'm gonna plug in and we'll see what happens. Well, I would rate this 10 out of 10. Doing great. I took a 11-minute nap. Fantastic. We're almost at 80%, 78% state of charge. There's a Target over yonder with a bathroom and a Starbucks. So I'm a happy boy. I'm gonna unplug and we'll keep rolling to the Madonna Inn. All right, so I think I'm in King City. My poor car, it looks pretty dirty, but it looks kind of cool dirty. In any case, I guess because I was going a wee bit faster, it said I needed to stop. So it recommended a 5-minute stop. And as it turned out, I needed to use the bathroom. Big surprise. So there's this Burger King here, and there are trash cans here, and V3 chargers here. So, again, 10 out of 10. Really excellent stop. It's lunchtime and I'm hungry, so I just, I got a Whopper. I'm not much of a Burger King kind of person, but they had a nice clean bathroom, and the girl at the counter was super nice, and I mean, it was just like a really, really solid stop. So, just big fan. So, stop here, King City, and they've got the superchargers, they've got the trash cans, they've got the bathroom in the Burger King. I'd say support the businesses that support charging. That is really nice of them to do. So that got us up to 65%. Looks like 81 miles to go, and I am at the X Takeover. I wish they would have just stuck with Tesla Takeover, but whatever. It's the X Takeover, and it's boogie, man. No, the car feels better. It's always nice to get a little more juice in the pack. And we'll get there with 37%. So I definitely charged for more than 5 minutes, but that worked out just fine. So again, 10 out of 10 on that charging stop. And we're gonna boogie on down to the Madonna Inn. I feel like I'm in the home stretch. And then I'll have to drive home and get in the real home stretch. But so far so good. So I'll check in later. All right. Pretty exciting. Final 2 minutes to get to the X Takeover. And I really haven't even been paying attention to my battery. Looks like 30%. And that's just fine. There are a ton of superchargers right here in San Luis Obispo. And take a look right over there. That's the Takeover. So I'm excited to finally get here. Sure looks like they're kind of packing up, but there's still a good amount of action. See a bunch of Cybertrucks and the like, of course. So yeah, excellent. I'm gonna call this big time win, and it's 12:32. I'll have almost an hour and a half to do everything I need. But hey, the important thing is I made it, and made it with plenty of battery, and the car was flawless. It really was. And I've covered a lot of miles in this last week, and even just in the last 24 hours. And the car has just been phenomenal. I have absolutely no complaints. And you know me, I always have complaints. So, really pleased with how everything's handled. Let's see, we'll talk numbers. Of course, this isn't the end of the video. So for the 2 people that are still here, wait, there's more. But 82 miles since I charged. Wow, that went by fast. 281 watt hours per mile. I was pushing it a little bit because, I wanted to get here. And I drank this full of water. So more more encouragement to get here quickly. I remember, they had some decent portable bathrooms here. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of see, there may be some cool products and certainly some cool cars to look at and nice people to meet. So that's going to be great. I should really get some like Driven Dave merch. I'm just kind of, I'm like, are we really there yet in terms of size? But I think maybe I should get like a hat or a shirt or something. Just, just work on that a little bit. Let me know if you have any ideas. And I don't know. I mean, maybe start selling merch. Hey, look. Where'd it go? It's right. That's cool. There we go. Model 3 convertible. That's pretty rad. Apologize for the poor audio. I haven't plugged my mic in yet, but I will have it for out there. Cool. Yeah, it looks like the same setup as last year. And, hey, big shout out to Tesla owners of Silicon Valley for putting this event on. It's really, I just cannot imagine the undertaking that this must be to put this on, and for probably not a lot of profit. So I'm gonna park here and then I'll film some content. Well, everybody, we did it. I did it. I think I saw almost everything I wanted to see at the X Takeover. It didn't take that long. It wasn't that big this year. I saw about 10 minutes of Elon over video chat, and that was interesting. And then I ran into my buddy Zach, also known as Black Model 3, and he was hanging out with Unplugged Performance, and we're gonna do some stuff together coming up, so I'm really excited about that. Filmed a video of his car, and he said I can drive it sometime, and I'm really excited about that too, because he has like 250,000 miles on that thing, so that's really cool. And then I bumped into Andreas, from who you've probably seen on a lot of the out of spec videos, so that was wonderful to catch up with him. And shout out to you, man. Thank you for spotting me, because I was looking for you and you spotted me, so that was great. And I was trying to find my buddy Ernest. I'm sure he was there, and I just could not find him. So Ernest, I'm sorry I didn't get to see you. I was hoping we could catch up, but hopefully, fingers crossed next year. And I just don't even know if you were here today, but I feel like you probably were. I looked everywhere, but you know how it goes. And then I made a new friend, Brandon, and I think he's like a Bay Area alt fuel guy on Instagram. So if you can follow him, he has a Tesla and a Toyota Mirai. Very nice guy, and knows a lot about, this kind of stuff. So yeah, it was great. I saw Kim Java. I didn't say hi, but I was going to, but she had people around her and stuff, and I just didn't want to bother her. Who else did I bump into? Yeah, I saw some familiar faces, but it's been a year, so I just don't remember. But yeah, I was gonna actually charge at the Madonna Inn, but then I thought, like, it's stupid. I was at like 30%, so I figured it would be more kind of time efficient to just charge where the car wants to charge. So we're going to be going to Santa Maria, and I'm going to charge it there. I'm definitely going to take a nap at that charger. It's going to be great. And I may or may not get something to eat. I guess I had Burger King at like 11:30, and it's 3. I don't know. I mean, I could eat, but I could not eat. I don't know. We'll see. See what's around. I may grab something in like Goleta. Shout out to Danny, my Goleta buddy. Cause yeah, I ate at the original Habit last time, and it was really good. So I'm thinking Thinking I might do that again, just because it was so delicious. Yeah, I think that's it. So I'm gonna pause for now. I may check in at the supercharger, I may not. I don't know what to say about efficiency. 77,806 miles we're showing. So that's cool. I think when I left Arcata, I was at like 200, like 210 or 212. So yeah, I guess we've knocked out about 600 miles, which is significant. And again, car's been great, just great. All right, yeah, I'll check in later. Well, here we are, friends. You see, I'm in a bit of a reclined position. This has just been a long drive. I hit some traffic in Santa Barbara, and I had to take it easy. As you can see, this is the final stretch. I am almost home. I think I have 8.4 miles to go. I'm going to be home in 11 minutes, so I'm delighted. And just to kind of get you up to speed, I think I last updated after leaving the X Takeover, and then I stopped at Santa Maria. Really good charging stop. It's a couple minutes off the freeway. You have to go you turn to the right if you're going south. So I guess that's west. You just go westbound into town, and it's in a parking garage, which was just perfect for me. I took a 45 minute nap, and it was in the shade, so it was nice and cool, and that was really, really great, because I'm operating on like no sleep today. So had a great nap, and then I decided to just inadvertently, I ended up charging to 100%. I didn't mean to, but it just charged. By the time I was like, getting back to consciousness, I was at 100%. So that worked out great, actually. And then I drove to Santa Barbara, and I stopped at a Chipotle and got something that's upsetting my stomach. It was a salad, but it's upsetting my stomach. I think, it was that new al pastor chicken. That was the first and last time for me to get that. I'm not into it. A little too spicy and not enough flavor. But I digress. So, long drive, man. Long drive. So I think I left yesterday. I'll have to go back and review the footage, but I think I was at like 77, 212 or whatever. We'll just call it 77.2. And now I'm at 77,986. So, I mean, that's basically 800 miles since yesterday morning. I mean, I know it's not quite, but it's basically 800 miles. And that's a lot of driving. And I have to say, car has been stellar. Like, really, really good. No issues at all. It's been comfortable. It's been roomy. Of course, it's just me, so, that's fine. But, good radio, stereo. Thank you, John Whitaker. The speaker didn't crackle at all. Of course, it really wasn't that hot on my drive back, so maybe that's why. But, everything was great. Like, no complaints at all. Auto steer, having some trouble with it. I think I do need to get it looked at some point. I just can't be bothered with it right now. I did want a special shout out. Now, I don't know if he's watching, but my buddy Don, who is awesome. He's a pilot, and I didn't realize he'd been watching my videos, but we got a chance to talk up in Arcata, and and he said he's been watching my channel. So thank you, Don. And I'm a fan of yours. So there you have it. Really, really cool. It's just been great to connect with some old friends, make new friends. I just had an incredible week. I played music both Saturdays, in Carmel Valley and then in Sea Ranch, and really beautiful locations. That was fun, all things considered. And I got to work with some really great people, so that was really great. And then also just the work I did up at Arcata was really rewarding, and great to be with some of my friends up there. And it was just it was really cool. I got to hang out with my Uncle John. He's awesome. And it was just a fantastic week. But and of course, like hitting up the Tesla or X Takeover, that was fun. And I feel like I was there for the perfect amount of time. I think any more than 2 hours would have been too much. So that was great. But again, bummed out I didn't get to see Ernest. I was really hoping. But, like I said, next year. But, the hardest part about this whole trip has just been, missing my family. So I'm really excited to be coming home and, have some fun. So there you have it. I guess Santa Maria was 171 miles ago. And I have burned 43 kilowatt hours since leaving Santa Maria, and averaged 254 watt hours per mile. I guess that's pretty good. The traffic in Santa Barbara probably helped that, I would guess. And I guess my current drive, 92 miles, since I stopped in Santa Barbara, it was like 265 watt hours per mile, because I was, going a little quicker. But yeah, we're about to turn over 78,000 miles. The end of next month, I'm going to celebrate my 2nd anniversary with this car. So probably be making like an 80,000 mile 2-year review if I had to guess. I'm also excited. I ordered some brake pads from Unplugged Performance today, because I was telling my friend Zach that the stopping power of this car, it's fine for street driving, but as soon as you end up on like a more technical road, it just kind of feels iffy. So sorry to have broken up the video. I just got a phone call and I got home and got to unload the car and all that stuff. But I was just saying, yeah, the brake pads, hopefully I'll get a little bit more bite, on the pedal. Because it feels ambiguous. And Zach suggested that like maybe my stock pads at 80,000 miles, they're probably cracking and there could be some issues. So I'm looking forward to that and hoping that these new pads do the trick. So I'm kind of excited about that. It's like my first performance mod to the car, and that's going to be great. So, golly, what a trip, what a journey. And for those of you that are still watching, thank you so much. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed to the channel and, just helping me keep this going. I really appreciate it. This has been a great trip. I highly recommend road tripping your Tesla if you haven't already. The Model 3 is really it's a good road car, despite, any little complaints. It's really a good ride. So yeah, that's all I got, folks. Thanks again for watching. We'll do many more, and be safe out there. Stay driven.